Absolutely. What a great song. I think I was just working out, and I have a workout playlist, and that one popped up on the workout playlist. I'm hitting the treadmill, and then I played it one more time, and then I looked at the lyrics, and I was just like, man, that's going to be our motto this year. And so I got some shirts made for the guys, got some hats made, and I just feel like this is a small thing that the guys would like, just to have some sort of motto. And yes, I mean, and I've always listened to Limp Bizkit, so it's a freaking a banger of a song. It's a great workout song, so I felt like it fit our group well. I think I made that up as well. Our group thread with the backers is called that, and I just made it up. Literally no cool story other than I just pulled it out of my butt, pretty much. Yeah.
Ben, Tom Allin talks a lot about effort and fixing this year's group, not necessarily fixing it, but improving from what wasn't there last year in terms of 2024, 2025. Whether it's effort and talent, what do you feel like was lacking that you guys have been able to implement so far throughout the summer?
I mean, I think it's a culmination of many small things. There's not like one just like, hey, if we fix this thing, we're going to be an elite defense. There's challenges in how the guys prepared and how they worked in the off season, what they're putting in their bodies. There was challenges with coaching. There was challenges with player-led leadership. Like there's just, and the list goes on and on. You know, so it's yes, those are one of the things that we're obviously trying to improve. But I mean, for me with the guys is I would say I'm trying to help them when it comes to preparation and just like finding that next level. You know, like Wade and Sammy are elite linebackers and super talented and gifted, and I would have loved to have been 6'3", 6'4", running the 4.5. You know, I probably wouldn't freaking be sitting here right now if I was the same length and speed that they are. But for them to like, man, there's another level that you can get to being an elite linebacker when it comes to preparation, when it talks to leading the locker room, communication, and so man, like I could sit here for an hour and tell, hey, here are the 100 things that we need to improve, and there's really not one just fix, but we know of all those 100 things, and we're day by day, we're just nipping at the bit trying to fix them.
So do you feel like regardless of who the defensive coordinator is, it's more of a one-on-one, that's where it starts in your mind to fix those things, if that makes sense?
Elaborate. Say it again.
Like you talked about the list of 100-plus things out there that there were. Do you feel like the position coaches have the better ability to fix those things, regardless of who the DC is? To kind of
I mean, I think it's a group effort. You know, I think what the benefit that Clemson has is we have a lot of wisdom and experience at every group. You know, like you have a lot of guys in Nick Easton's room who played elite level D-line play. Chris Rumford, Mickey Conn. Mickey Conn's got Nolan Turner, one of the best safeties ever played here. You know, so like there's it's obviously the position coach's responsibility to like lead his group and lead them well and hold them accountable and make sure they're working hard and doing their job at a high level. But like everyone has a part to play. You know, it's obviously Coach Allin is the head guy on the DC. Like his responsibility is to like he's responsible for the entire group. You know, and that's just like the responsibility he signed up for, but obviously us as position groups have our responsibility to lead our guys well. Our assistants have their job to help us lead them well, and then also the guys have the responsibility to like handle their business. Like they're grown men, you know. Like the way of college football has changed a little bit than how it was when I played. Like you got money involved now. This is a little bit of a business, you know. Like it's not just like playing football. You know, you have a responsibility to handle your freaking business. You know, so it's not one guy's responsibility. It doesn't fall on one guy. Sometimes that happens, but man, it's a group effort to make sure we get to where we want to go at the end of the year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ben, as far as handling your business as a player, what do you think you learned from those days, obviously at the championship level, that you now impart on the current guys coming up?
Yeah, so one of the things that, I mean, I've said this in 2016, standing on that stage in Tampa about, man, controlling the input, like controlling the things that you can control and not worrying about, man, if you're 6 foot, 6'3", whether you have 50 tackles or 130, man, you got to focus on the things that are in your control. And I think that's one of the things. I spoke to CJ Cooper Taylor 2 nights ago, called me on Sunday night, just asking questions that were kind of like output. And I'm like, man, you got to shift your whole focus. Like, you're not wrong for asking these questions, but, man, don't worry about where you are on the depth chart or how many snaps you're going to get or what our vision is. Like, and just focus on doing the work. Like, you focus on when you're in there with Coach Batson and Coach D Love, like, doing more than what's required or expected. And then once we get into fall camp, like, man, preparing at a high level, like, coming in consistently. We got to see you, like, in this film room more than what we're asking you to do on your own time. And then after practice, like, staying, like, doing more than what's required or expected. And there were things that I did as a player that really helped me maximize the freaking short in stature Ben Boulware, but I got every freaking ounce out of me. And that's my goal for everyone in my group. But, like, for, like, Wade Woodaz, is him probably being his last year. Him being his last year, man, it is to maximize every freaking ounce that he has in his body when it comes to preparation, when it comes to leadership, communication, work ethic. There's just so many small details that, and just little nuggets that the guys can, like, grab onto to help them be a better football player come game day. So, yeah, man, I don't know what your question was, but hopefully I'd answer it.
No, but the output is never really in question. You mentioned the output with Tom Allen. That never seems like it's a question with him. How do you think you would have reacted to his defensive coordinator coaching during your playing days if you had him?
Say it again?
How would you react to Tom Allen if he was your defensive coordinator during your playing days? Like,
I mean, there are a lot of similarities to him and Brent Venables. Like, very, very similar in coaching style. Obviously, how Coach Allin does, like, he is Coach Allin. He is not Brent Venables. Brent Venables is not Coach Allin. And I'm not Nick Eason. Nick Eason's not Chris Rump. So, like, there's similarities. Obviously, there's some differences. But I would say that it would have been probably a very similar outcome. Like, Coach Allen's an elite level coach, like, super wise, great communicator, demands it out of us, demands it out of our players. And yes, I would imagine back in 13 to 16, we would have probably had a lot of the same outcomes if – I think, was he at Indiana then, or – well, he got to Indiana maybe 16 or 17. It doesn't matter. If he wasn't there and was at Clemson, it would have been probably a lot of the outcomes would have been very similar because they're very, very similar coaches.
Man, how do you balance being a student and learning about what you're hearing these coaches take in and also mentoring these kids? How do you balance that?
I was just by being an adult. I don't know, just like doing my job, being slower to speak and faster to listen. But that's just like, thank God I have some guys like Coach Allen and Nick Eason and Chris Rumpf, like Mickey Kahn, Mike Reed, who have done it for a long time. You got Lorenzo Ward, who's been at DC. We got a plethora of knowledge and experience in our room. And, so I'll say a lot of, when we're in staff meetings, a lot of listening. Like, just like a lot of guys that are in their 50s and 60s and have done it for a long time. And I'd be an idiot to think, like, and these dudes for 20, 30 years. This is my first year being the backer guy. Like, so I'm not going to lie and say, like, I'm as smart as they are. So there's a lot of listening on my part, a lot of note-taking. And then when it comes to, like, leading the guys and, like, leading a segment, I would say a lot of praying and trying to be, like, slow to speak, because that's one of the things that I, like, I've had a challenge with over the past probably 10 years of my life. I just let it freaking rip. You know, I just, like, say what I want to say. And now, like, when you're leading a group of 13 to 14 very impressionable, like, college dudes, you got to be super slow to speak and you got to think before you talk. So a lot of listening and a lot of patience on my end, if that answers your question.
Is that something you got from somebody, or is that something you realized yourself?
I would say that's biblical for me. Just a lot of, like, reading the Bible, a lot of praying, a lot of good mentors and wise counsel in my life that have just spoken a lot of life into me. Like, dude, shut up. Like, you sound like an idiot, or that was stupid for you to say that. Like, you got to be slower to speak. And obviously some of y'all were here in my playing days, and, man, I had some clips. And that's like, not as the 20, 21-year-old Ben. Like most college dudes are meatheads. And over the past 10 years of life, it's just like I've done a lot of leading people and done a lot of communicating, and just got a lot of I have good wise counsel in my life that I have given permission to speak into me and help me be a better man, be a better husband, be a better father. So I would say that's happened from reading the Bible, doing a lot of prayer, doing a lot of listening to my wife, and then allowing guys that are older and wiser than I am to speak into me.
In terms of being slow to speak, when Dabo told us you were coming as a volunteer coach, he said you've been a bad fan. We hope you be a better coach.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that.
How much was that just your passion in terms of wanting to see things be better? And is it better applied to you?
Yeah, maybe. I'm assuming it's because I was very vocal as a fan. Like if we would lose a game, I'd speak up, and we win a game, I'd speak up. So, yeah, I'm obviously passionate about Clemson with my history here and my family's history here. Like my grandpa played here. I literally have my grandpa's jersey from the 50s in my office. And then my parents, my older brother, little sister, cousins. So, Boulwares are very passionate about Clemson. So when we're not playing at a high level, I was, as a fan, going to speak up. And now as a coach, I'm going to definitely speak up. So that passion won't ever change.